We're at day one in Hawaii. We're on the Big Island and we just got here in the afternoon, and our first stop is Pu'ukahola. Not sure if I'm saying that right. That might be the way it is the whole time. National Historic Site. And we're going to go look at the visitor center and just walk around outside a little bit and look at the site. And we saw some goats, some wild goats with some really cool long beards on the road when we were coming in. And this is just about a half an hour from the airport, and so let's go see what we can find.
So apparently they hand passed the rocks all the way from 30 miles away and just stacked them all here to build this. So this place is Maui and Kauai, and the exact location is unknown, but the chief used to sit here and watch people get devoured by sharks. Like he offered to them.
It says don't wade or swim in the water.
This is Kauai. It used to be where it was a residence area. It's really pretty, I think. So there's a huge feral cat problem here in Hawaii, and they're destroying a lot of the native animals. Apparently they're responsible for the demise of at least several species of birds. There's a bunch of wild pigs.
If they start to chase you, you're supposed to bark like a dog to scare them away. Oh, he's looking at me.
A Hawaiian squirrel, I guess. I don't know what that is. It doesn't look like a squirrel.
Is that the mongoose?
Yeah, that's what it is. It's a mongoose.
Oh, just parked in the middle of the road. Like, we have to stop and look at the mongoose. We're at Pu'ukahola Petroglyph Archaeological Park, and there's a ton of petroglyphs here, and they're all on like flat rocks, and then there's an area with some replicas near the beginning of the trail, so if there's like little kids or whatever, they want to touch it, then they can touch those, but then the actual petroglyphs you're not allowed to touch. You can just walk around and look at them. It's a beautiful, beautiful trail in here. And muggy. It's very, very muggy. It's about 82 degrees, and yeah. And there's also thorns, like this tree right here. It has this thorns, and it went like completely through my boot. I'm like, what is that? And I went to take it out, and it was very hard to get out. So yeah, lots of these thorns. They have like a ton of petroglyphs in here. They're mostly depictions of humans, and you can show them. They're like all
I don't know how well
these
they can see it because it's pretty
flat
small.
slabs.
But there's a bunch of them out here.
There's a trail that goes. The trail goes all the way around and way up and around here, and like on all of the flat areas there are petroglyphs, almost all of them. That one's really clear.
Oh yeah.
There's a little weird round one. See the one that looks up to, I don't know, nostrils or big eyes or something. I love those ones that like look like aliens.
Looks like
Those
an
are
ear.
cool.
I love that sound. It's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, that bird has a lot to say.
They don't know what kind they are. We thought it was pretty going through here.
We're gonna go down to the black and white beach in a minute. It's gonna be this nice and cool and so refreshing down there. It's only like another 5-minute walk. Let's go do it.
So this is our hotel that we're staying at in Hilo, Hawaii. And these frogs are really cool. They're super loud and they don't quite sound like our bullfrogs. I guess they're little tree frogs. It almost sounds like birds. You can even hear them in our hotel room.
Good morning.
This is the garden out back of our hotel at Dolphin Bay in Hilo. It's pretty cool. I mean, all these trees have flowers and a lot different than what we're used to in the Pacific Northwest.
There's some orchids. For the philodendrons. We heard frogs all last night, and then the birds, as soon as the frogs stopped, the birds started. There's a little path down there. Some beautiful red flowers, orange red flowers up at the top of this tree. The outdoor kitchen.
There are bamboo trees that are like 30 plus feet tall. They're just humongous.
A little creek.
We think this is a breadfruit tree. And we can see a couple of the fruit up there. Wow.
Just for size reference.
We're looking across the water at Mauna Kea, which is 13,000 something feet tall. Another shot of Mauna Kea from its Lili'uokalani Park in Hilo. I think I said that right, but I'm not 100% sure. This tree has these big yellow flowers on it. And then the trunk, it's all covered with vines. So these flowers we think are cup of gold vine.
Also called Hawaiian lily.
Also called Hawaiian lily. This is one huge tree. Vines, vines, and more vines. What a cool tree. So it's 9:30. It's about 70 degrees already, but it feels about 85 in Portland. It's really humid. Rainbow Falls. It's just right on the side of the road. There's a little hike up to the top there, but it's like a 10-minute stop. This is the boiling pots, and it's alright. It's kind of pretty, but it's not like... We're kind of more enjoying the foliage at this point. Right?
Yes. And we saw some little parrots this morning. Some yellow parrots. And a bird. We don't know what it is, but it has a bright red head. Yeah.
Hawaiian graffiti. A waterfall on the side of the road. We're on the Onamia Bay Trail. It's just a short little hike down to this bay down here. This looks really pretty. So we're just gonna go down there, take a few pictures and check it out. Anything to say?
It's nice and cool down here.
Yeah, that's,
It's sure
that's
muggy
true.
at
It's
the
76, but it doesn't feel that bad in the shade here.
Yeah, no, it's nice and warm, breezy.
The humidity's kind of dropped over here. This is a little overlook on the way down. It's about halfway down. And that was Onamia Bay. This is a macadamia tree. It's got some little clusters up there. That's what it looks like. There's the Mauna Loa macadamia orchard, or one of them. So we're at Pohiki Beach. This is a brand new beach. It was created in 2018 with an eruption, and it's more like black rock. It's not really sand, but it's yeah, there's these hot springs here, and she's gonna dip her feet in there.
It's nice and hot, but Andrew won't let me swim in the bacteria-filled natural pool, so I'm just doing my feet.
It's the hot spring at Pohiki
nice.
Beach, or one of the many.
This one's super hot and steaming. Feels good.
So here's the lava flow that went right over the road, and it created Pohiki Beach. Some sort of park was obviously here before, because you can tell there's paved trails, and those are covered too. But crazy. The piles get a lot higher too. This is Kahana Beach. A bunch of people over there fishing. Somebody out there swimming, which is, waves are pretty rough right now. We gotta evacuate because we're gonna lose our route here. Okay. Beautiful beach. Alright, I'm going for it. Good morning, it's day 2.
I like that sound.
This cat wandered into our hotel room. He's very affectionate.
We're at the Dolphin Inn Hotel. In the mornings they provide us with fresh, most delicious papayas and homemade banana bread.
So this cat just won't leave now. He's on the counter, he's been in the bathroom, and then I finally booted him out and he started knocking on the door.
He definitely did.
I was like, what was that? There was like a couple small crashes, and then opened the door and he ran in. No, we're not going up there. We are at Punaluu Black Sand Beach. This is our first stop today. There's supposed to be lots of turtles and sometimes monk seals here. We don't know if we'll see any or not, but they're usually here. It's not really as big as I expected it to be. But it's 9 in the morning and it's about 65 degrees. Already some people out there swimming. Now let's see what we find. So there's some turtles out there, green sea turtles, and this is about as close as we're allowed to get.
The sand is hot, but the water's cold. There's one swimming area here, and then a couple are marked off for strong currents. And on the north end, more toward that green building, is where the sea turtles like to hang out. You can actually see a bunch of people right there probably looking at them. There was 2 earlier, kind of smaller sea turtles. There's a sea turtle out here in the water. There's his head. I don't know if you can see it or not. I just poked it up. He's been out here for a while, but he doesn't come up very often. Oh, there's another one farther out there I just saw. About 2 waves away. Just for a second. The area is kind of like tumble and the waves going over him. You can just see the back of his shell. There's one you can see the nose on. There's another nose sticking up, so there's at least 3 out here. There's his tail. There's a fin. I see a fin. You're supposed to stay 20 feet minimum away from the sea turtles. So I can't see him real close up. There's his back tail end up with his little feet. There's the back shell.
I'm really glad we came to this beach. It's really pretty. I love the black sand. We saw turtles. And I can tell it's going to get very crowded though. We found a little spring here. Got a little kids pool. So this is just really gorgeous. The vines go all the way up the tree trunks.
That's the heartleaf at the top. That's philodendron, I think, at the top of that one. There's a little philodendron there where the variegation is. Variegated.
Here's the philodendron.
We're at the Punaluu Oh, ho, now, hey you.
Going to snorkel with manners.
Let's go. You want to go right to the end.
We got off to a late start this morning, and after the manta rays last night, it was amazing. Things are huge, and I didn't get to see it, but Cristobal, I went in the bathroom to put my clothes back on after we were done with the manta rays, and I guess there was a whole bunch of dolphins, and I was in the bathroom changing, so I didn't get to see them, but she saw a bunch, and a whale. But we were out like really late last night because you do the manta rays in the dark, so it was like 11:30 I think when we were back, and so we got up late this morning, and we're now at Okana Beach, and we got here late and it's like pretty crowded. We had to park up the road and walk like a quarter mile, which isn't too bad, but yeah, there's only 1 or 2 spots up there. Everything else is you're not supposed to park there. Here's the view. It's a nice beach. I wouldn't say it's the prettiest thing we've seen, but I like it.
We're at Huakina, and there's like these tide pools. There's like the sea urchin. If you can see this really cool little tiny yellow and black shell. There's some fish in here, just small little things. It's really beautiful in here today. It's about 78 degrees this morning. The color of the water is just gorgeous. The land over here. We're on the Big Island. It's a little bit clouded up in toward the mountains, but it's nice and clear here on the beach. I'm not sure what all those little black things are down there. All over the rocks. And there's one close up where you can see the purple on the bottom. It's cool how the water recedes and then fills back up. And recedes and fills back up. We're going to leave this place a long time ago, but we just keep finding more and more things to look at. I'm not sure what these are, but I think they're called sea slugs maybe, and there's like 3 of them in here. There's the orangey brown colored one, and then there's one right there, and then there's a black one. Right against that black rock, there's almost against the black rock, there's one more.
On the certain spots are kind of hard to find,
It's
but
very
that's one of the bigger ones I've
shiny.
seen, so I forget many pictures.
What are they called?
You know what? I don't know the names.
I'll show the back of them. Sides. He's hiding in there.
Uh-huh.
We'll let him go.
Yeah.
We'll go for
Nice.
the
I
base.
figured I'd show you folks.
There's these really beautiful geckos all over. They got these blue feet and some reddish orange kind of markings.
Good morning from Kilauea. These are some steam vents. Quite a few of them, actually. We arrived here yesterday, and it was overcast and raining and foggy, and you couldn't see anything. So, but today so far it's clear. It's supposed to rain in the late afternoon, so we're going to try to hurry around and get some viewpoints and then hike as much as we can. Oh yeah, it's day 4. Sunrise over Kilauea. It's not actively erupting right now, but you can see all the steam vents. Another viewpoint and more views of the crater. Here's another view of Kilauea caldera, and this one's from behind the Crater Rim Cafe.
We're behind the Crater Rim Cafe on the Big Island, and last night as we were coming into Volcanoes National Park, then it was like clear all day and hot and everything. And then all of a sudden the clouds rolled in and you couldn't see anything. And we came down here. It was Valentine's Day, and we came to the restaurant for dinner, and you're supposed to be able to see this big crater, and we couldn't see anything. It was just like a sheet of white all the way across. And then yeah, and then it like rained, like not a whole ton, but it was like a steady rain for quite a while. And we got up this morning, and you could still hear the water dripping off the trees, but it's dry, and you can see the stars in the morning still. And a little bit cool this morning, but it's supposed to be a high of 73. And we're going to go hike around the crater and do a couple stops. Hilo, I don't know what they are. The Iki Trail.
Kilauea, Iki.
Waldron.
Ledge. I can't pronounce the other.
Okay.
There's another view of the crater from Waldron Ledge.
We are now heading to the Devastation Trail, which is the one I'm really looking forward to. So this one should be really pretty. Here we go. There's supposed to be a bunch of ground wasps in here too, so we're listening with our ears to make sure we don't aggravate the hordes of ground wasps. You can see in here, through here, you can see the crater a little bit. Glimpses of the crater. Gotta be like, the tree ferns gotta be like 15 feet tall, right?
They're pretty. I need to back up here so you can see them.
Okay. All right there.
There we go.
Tree ferns.
Yeah, these tree ferns are everywhere.
One's behind you might even be taller. It's another type of fern. A little bit taller than shoulder height. These tree ferns are just so beautiful, we just can't stop looking at them.
Another sinkhole sign, and there's a sinkhole right behind it.
Two, leading up to that cinder cone.
Oh yeah, there's one right over there too. On the freeway driving here, there was a sign, and we couldn't stop and pull over. There was no place, but it said warning, fault zone. Look out for cracks on the road. Speaking of sinkholes, here's another one. And there's one right across here. And one behind.
And there's this beautiful patch of lichen here.
Some good Samaritans left this at one of the trailheads. It's got water and sunscreen. And considering that our first day, I had sunscreen, but I didn't put it on, and I burnt within a half a mile. Oh, not really used to this climate. This is the Devastation Trail, and we're going to overlook to view the Kilauea Iki caldera. So this is the Kilauea Iki crater. We're gonna hike down there now, or head down there now. We've got to hike back around, but then we're gonna go to the bottom and hike across the floor there. It erupted in 1959 for 6 days, and it says there was lava spewing as far as 2,000 feet in the air. So it must have been pretty impressive.
This floral arrangement has the bottom container covered in leaves.
So we are going down to the Kilauea Iki Trail now, and the crater floor is right out there. We're going to cross the crater, and then the midway point is Thurston Lava Tube, so we're going to visit that and then come back up on the other trail, which goes along the ridge here.
We're starting to get a little bit of wind, which is nice because it's been pretty hot.
Yeah,
This morning, and now it got hot, and now it's a little bit windy, which is good. No complaints. No complaints.
we're just about to the floor of the crater here. The crater floor. We're kind of wondering if this might have been the vent where all the point where everything came from. I love these big old cracks. Another shot from the crater floor. We're like a little more than halfway across. The clouds are starting to roll in, so we're getting a little nervous here. We're gonna get rained on, but it wasn't too bad when it rained yesterday. It's mostly the fog I'm worried about. Here's a view back the way that we came. It basically just came down in the middle back there. Actually, we're maybe 2/3 of the way across. That's it for the crater. We're now headed back into the forest and going to the top. What did you think?
It was pretty. I liked seeing all of the cracks and minerals and rocks in the crater, and I'm ready to get see some beautiful, cool tree ferns and things like that.
Probably gonna be a lot cooler in the.
And go to the lava tube. Okay, yeah.
It's probably gonna be a lot cooler in the shade there.
And it's supposed to be about 60 degrees in the lava tube year round.
Back in the jungle. It's already a lot cooler in here. We got tree ferns again. This is the Thurston lava tube. So here is the Kilauea Iki crater from above, from the other side. That's pretty good size. And can you imagine lava coming out of there, shooting 2,000 feet in the air? That big hole in the middle there is where the eruption came from. emitted a 2,000-foot fountain. Here's a really good view of the Kilauea crater.
I shouldn't stick my head in the hole, but it feels kind of good.
You can really feel the heat coming up here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of surprised those plants are comfortable growing there.
Yep, it's 120 at the surface, and there's ferns down there. It's kind of
It must be really hardy.
interesting.
Nice purple flowers on that tree right there. There's lots of steam coming from the crater rim here. There's a bunch more vents out there in the crater. More vents here.
Waiting for it to rain. Waiting for it to rain in Hawaii, so I have my umbrella. It's cloudy out. It's that time of the day, so.
I think it's raining right now.
We've
I
had
can
a
feel
few
it.
drops.
Yeah. This is the Sulphur Banks Trail. And the Sulphur Banks are right up here. All the different colors from the mineral deposits are pretty. Looks a lot like Lassen Peak in Northern California. We found this plant and it has two different kinds of leaves on it.
Got this kind of leaf, and then it has this kind of leaf, and then it has like a combo.
Good morning from Chain of Craters Road. It's day 5. Our last full day on the Big Island. This is Lua Manu Crater. Another crater along Chain of Craters Road. I think it's pronounced Puhimau, but I may be butchering the word. It's really deep, and you can see there's steam vents on the other side of it. Another crater along the Chain of Craters Road. This one's Puahi. It's pretty good size. Another viewpoint that I can't quite pronounce, but it's nice because you can see over the ocean now.
This is our last full day on this island. Tomorrow's just a half a day, and then we're going to Maui. And there's these really pretty clouds this morning, and it's a little bit windy. And and it's just starting to get warm. It's supposed to be about 66 degrees today, and there's a trail on a path a little bit farther up the road that goes down to the beach, but it's like 5 miles each way, so we're not doing that one today because we're going to see a lot of other things, petroglyphs and the footprints in the lava, among some other things. But it's a nice day. We were expecting maybe rain yesterday. Well, there was just a little tiny bit and it wasn't bad. So let's go do it.
This is from the Kealakomo viewpoint. This one's really neat because you can see those different colored flows in the middle there. And we're looking out over the ocean.
We're on the Pu'alua Trail. We're heading down to see the petroglyphs this morning. It's about maybe 8:39 a.m. A little bit windy here. It's getting warm out. Vegetation in here, but there's these seed pods that kind of make a scratchy sound when the wind blows. They wrap together. So far on the Big Island, it hasn't been very crowded where we've been. Like here, there isn't anyone here yet. Lava Tubes was non-stop people, tourists. But for the most part, it's not been very crowded. We had trouble parking only at one beach so far, and that was already full by like 11 a.m. But we went back the next day and were able to get parking. And here's the petroglyph site.
This is Hawaii Sea Arch.
There's lava on both sides of this road. This is just past Sea Arches.
seals. We're at our last stop on Chain of Craters Road. We're going to Hulu. There, I said it. So, we are at the summit of Hulu.
It's raining out and it's windy. And it's been for, I don't know, an hour or so. Really gray skies. The weather said no rain today, no precipitation, but we've been fooled before here in Hawaii. So we got a rain.
You get up early in the morning and it's clear and you can see the stars, and then like within an hour it gets hot and almost to the point where it's unbearable, at least to us. And then after a few hours, it pretty much the afternoon, it starts clouding over and raining every day, and then it kind of stops, or it just stays like foggy.
The southern part of the Big Island in the national park.
So this was the Hulu crater. And Mauna Ulu is over there somewhere.
I think you can just see it straight across. It's that big. I think it's that big hole right there.
Yeah, that's probably
Right
it.
in front
That
of
probably
that.
is actually. This was a giant fissure eruption. It's from the Mauna Ulu. I think it says 1969, and it's pretty cool. It goes that way too. Probably the best thing on the or at least the best thing we saw on this trail. We didn't go all the way though. It's pretty long. We didn't have that much time. More from the Mauna Ulu fissure eruption.
This one's really pretty, and there's that orchid growing right there out of the cliff.
Yeah.
One white orchid with a purple lip.
Don't try to go get it now.
Okay.
That's a long way down. This fissure goes on a long way. Some of it's filled in now, but you can tell that the magma splashed out and collected up above it. One more view of the best thing on this trail. Look at the rim there. It looks like melting ice cream. We're doing the Kauai Desert Trail to the footprints area. What do you have to say?
I don't know, we're worried about the parking lot because there's some broken glass there and there's no cars there, and this would be a pretty cool thing to see, so there should be some more cars parked here, so we don't know what we'll find when we come back.
Well, we hurried down here to footprints, and it's just a little shack. It tells about footprints they found. They're not here, but they had some here encased in glass, but they're really hard to see. And it tells a story about footprints that they found in ash, layers of ash, petrified, and they made a replica. which is pretty cool. So we found the real footprints, 3 of them. And there's 2 on the same way. Mauna Kea just after sunrise. So it's our last day on the Big Island. We're flying to Maui this afternoon, and we're at this little nature trail on the saddle between Hilo and Kona. We just stopped here. It wasn't really in the plans. And it's just like a half mile. It's really colorful. It's weird. It's like a completely different ecosystem from where we've been. Every place we stop is like a different. It's got like different plants and different climate, and yeah.
I'm smiling now. The best things in life are free. This place is beautiful, stunningly beautiful.
And we got all these pictures of Mauna Kea at sunrise, which we weren't really anticipating. When you get down on the bottom here, it almost looks like the Pacific Northwest, but
Well, there's lots of ferns and mosses. This fern,
yeah, lots of.
Hawaii, which is a different fern. That was pretty.
Hey, tree ferns. There's actually a lot of cool things for free on this island.
We're supposed to be whispering because of the birds. There's lots of birds here.
There are lots of things for free that we found. So, though Hawaii's still expensive, we found a lot of free stuff that most of it's actually pretty cool. Like the zoo, it was probably better than the Portland Zoo, and it was free, so. This is our last stop on the Big Island, and we're just a few miles from the airport. There's a turtle right out there. Can't get too close. I'd say it's a pretty nice beach. We're sad that we're leaving the Big Island today. Yep. It's day 8. This is the crater of Haleakala. This is our first activity on Maui. We got here last night and stayed at a hostel, and we're here this morning. We're gonna backpack to Olua. I might have butchered that word, and then the next night we're gonna backpack to Polycue. Both of them are down there. Here's the trailhead.
Supposed to be 60 degrees today, high 40 at night. We thought it was going to rain, but the ranger's saying it doesn't look like it will. So we're looking forward to it today. We picked up some hitchhikers on the way. So that was kind of fun. 3 hitchhikers. One of them was a landscaper, and another one, and he has a papaya farm, and the other one grows like a vegetable, edible garden farm for farm to table. So that was pretty fun.
And the third one's been to the Big Island a bunch of times.
Yeah, one of them's never been to the Big Island.
So Paliku is will be our last stop, and so it's 9.8 miles out, but we're hiking across the crater too to our first destination, so it's not exactly going to be 9.8 miles. It'll end up being around, I thought we decided 25-ish total. Doesn't it look like you could just walk out on the clouds? Maybe take a nap.
If there was a dragon out there, maybe.
Yeah. And all those craters are so cool. I don't know if they're cinder cones. It kind of said that there was flows here, but then a lot of this isn't really a crater, it's just eroded.
We're going about 8 miles today, so we're gonna giddy on up.
We're making our way down the sliding sands trail. It looks like we're gonna start cutting over pretty soon to Holua campground. We're down at the bottom of the hill here, and we're gonna cut across and head towards our campsite, which is about 3.5 more miles. We're on the crater, or we're on the floor now, so it's really pretty. Well, we were moving right along like a herd of turtles. Now we stopped for a break. But we got probably 1.5 miles left. And there's a patch of silver swords up here that we'll probably check out and then head into camp. This is the silver sword. They can live up to about 50 years old. And then they bloom one time and then they die. There are a couple around that have bloomed and died, but nothing is blooming right now. Here is a silver sword that is no longer with us. These are an endemic species and they're only found on the Hawaiian Islands. There are 2 nene in our campsite. This is sunset from near our campsite at Holua. Good morning. It's day 9. There's a nene over there talking. I could hear him from inside our tent.
Okay, well, it was a little bit cold last night, obviously, on Haleakala in the crater, and the ranger said it was going to be about 40 for the low, but I got up this morning to get some water, and frozen. Yeah, it's a little bit chilly, so hopefully it'll warm up pretty soon. Sun's coming up.
You can see our little orange rental tent over there. We were heading on to Polycue this morning. We're going to spend the night there. I thought this was really pretty in here. Lots of different colors. We're off to a little bit of a late start. It took us a while to pack, and it was pretty cold last night. There was ice in our water bottles, and yeah, but it's been, I mean, it's beautiful though. Beautiful weather. Still a little cold at night.
We're laughing because there's all these stickers. Like, you guys go in the bathroom and then somebody put stickers on here too. Do not look down the hole. I don't know where they got those stickers from, but they're kind of fun.
Which hole were they talking about?
They were just, I don't know, just in the bathroom. They had a sign that said, "Do not look down the hole." There was something about
I know.
yeah, I don't know. I just thought, what?
We're taking a break here. The only two rocks we could find. We've got about 3.9 miles left to go to Polycue. We took a detour and we're almost back down at the Sliding Sands Trail because we wanted to walk across and see the view. We are getting close to Polycue, and the clouds are kind of coming over, so it happened yesterday and it didn't rain or anything, so hopefully it'll be the same. But it's really kind of pretty. What do you think?
It's a lot different than everything over the deserty kind of looks really back there. I think I'm gonna put my stuff in the tent. My socks. This Hawaii weather is crazy. Wondering if we're gonna get drizzle. We are. I think I'm getting all my stuff in the tent.
Oh. We're here just before sunset. This is just beautiful in here. Good morning. Looking at the Polycue area just at sunrise. We left early last night, like 4 a.m. because we were really cold, so we decided to get a move on it. Warm up rather than just sitting in the tent. So we found this trail up to the top of this peak here, over here. And there's a high spot here, and you can see down into the crater everywhere. It's pretty cool. And then over there you can see what we could see from Hulua. There's Hulua right at the back of the wall there, straight out. And there's the way we came down yesterday. If you go up about here, Polycue is out there. Well, we've gone about 4 miles, and now we're coming to this area where it's kind of like a rainbow. It's pretty cool.
We're on day 10, and there's however many more days left that makes 18. And we have one more day left here, day and a half, and then we're going to Kauai.
Well, we're nearing the end of our trip here. I just have to cross that and climb that wall. We really lucked out on the weather. It's nice again today. So that's 3 days in a row. And it was supposed to be terrible when I looked at the forecast. Like from a week before and on. And then we got here and it was not what we expected. The only thing was it was kind of cold at night, but it's been clear, and except for the little clouds at the edge there. But they never really came up here.
We're gonna go hiking and gonna get picked up.
Yeah, we're going to get hitchhiked. You hitchhike from one trailhead to the other because they're like far apart, and so we're gonna try and hope we get a ride, because otherwise we're kind of in trouble.
And last night somebody invited us into their cabin for dinner, and they made the most delicious Indian curry vegetable and venison stew with who knows what mystery meat mystery meat in it that one of his clients had hunted here in Maui. So that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Here we are at the fun part. Switchbacks, and then hope we get a hitchhike ride. We'll see how long it takes for somebody to pick us up. We're gonna put on our big smiles and big smiles, big thumbs up. So we're gonna look friendly.
Hopefully they don't smell me. They'll speed away quick. We're almost to the top, and after like lots and lots of switchbacks, and now we're over the ocean here, and there's a nice cool breeze. It's been pretty hot, but now there's this breeze coming off. Feels so good, and it's pretty. You can see the water just beyond the clouds there, the blue.
So we were wondering how long it would take for somebody to pick us up from the hitchhike spot to take us back to the summit. And it, fortunately for us, didn't take us any time at all, because Jake that made us a delicious stew and hot tea last night happened to be about 15 minutes behind us, and he caught up with us and offered us a ride home within like a quarter mile of the end of the trail. So we're up to the summit. He didn't offer us a ride home, but he offered us a ride to the summit. So that worked out perfect.
What we didn't realize is that yesterday, or when we started this trip, we picked up some hitchhikers down below and brought them up here, and I never looked. I looked in the rear view mirror, but didn't recognize him, but it was him. And so we brought him up the other day. So yeah, what comes around goes around. Anyway, yeah, we made it. So that's it for the crater tour. We're now up at the summit, and we're waiting for sunset, so I thought I'd take some views of the crater that we were in today. It's not a real crater, it's more of erosion, but all those little cinder cones do have craters. It is a volcanic area, and there you can see the big island. There's a big observatory up here. It's close to the public, but they've got all kinds of buildings and gadgets over there. Sunset from Haleakala. I think it's day 11. We drove for a couple hours and got to, okay, I'm going to butcher this word, but it's Waiana Papa Black Sand Beach.
I don't think that's what it is.
Well, you pronounce it then.
I don't know. I'm guessing it's Waiana Hapui, but I don't even remember. I only read
There's no Hapui in there. Anyways.
There's Hapui in everything.
I think it's Waiana Papa Beach or something. And it's a black sand beach along Hana Road. We drove down Hana Road in the dark and I was like really tired, so it was like that wasn't too much fun. But now the sun's out and we're at this beach because we had to get a 7 a.m. permit, so now we're here. It's Waiana Panapa State Park. So here's kind of an overlook from the stairs here. It's really pretty. We can't swim in there today because well, it's pretty rough. Alright, heading down. We're just hiking down a trail to a point out here so we could get a look. The water's so pretty and blue, but it's like really angry this morning. We got behind us, it's shooting up, hits the wall, and there you go. That's quite a ways down there. I liked all the contrast with these green plants, mountains in the background, lava rocks. Little sea cave we found here. Goes back a long way. Free sunscreen for people like me who left their blue lizard back in their suitcase where we're staying. Well, that was Waipanapana Beach. I heard somebody say it, so I'm going to assume that's the right way to pronounce it. My favorite part was the second beach to the left. It was really pretty. What was yours?
I liked the sea cave with the water coming through because the waves were really big. So that was my favorite.
And I like the free sunscreen, except it kind of feels like wallpaper paste. It does. The zinc, that's what we had anyway though, but the blue blizzard was a little bit nicer. This one's called Koki Beach. I love how the red sand makes the water look so blue. We were going to go to a different red sand beach, a more popular one, but the trail is closed. But this one's pretty red, and there's only like 3 other people here, so it's actually quite nice. It's not the day to go swimming, as you could probably tell by the huge waves. I think there's a high surf warning, and they told us that at Waipanapana Beach. Walua Falls. This is our 4th stop. We weren't going to stop here, but we decided to. We couldn't go to the red sand beach that we wanted, but we found another one that's pretty nice. And we found that was because of the major earthquake they had a few weeks ago. It caused a landslide, and then somebody fell and got hurt, so they had to close the trail. And now we are on. Now we're going to turn around and go back towards the other end. We are at the pools of Ohilo. This is our 5th stop. We're not going to stay here that long because we're headed back to the Garden of Eden. And we got a long way to go. The road is really, really slow going. Here's the ocean from the pools of Ohilo. And if you look up, you can see all the pools. A couple waterfalls. What do you think?
I like this part of Haleakala National Park, and I wish we could stay here longer, but we're out of time. So on to the Garden of Eden.
A little pool along the side of the road. A little waterfall behind it. I'm not sure what the name of this waterfall is, but we're at Fort Off Lakeside area. So our last stop on road to Hana is Garden of Eden. We have only about an hour to do this, and then they're closed. So we're just going to be kind of selective and be in a hurry. But this is where she wanted to go.
Of course.
And I kind of wanted to go here too. So. That thing's huge. 30-foot high bamboo trees. All creaking in the wind.
You can see, I'm going to show you how big the trunk is. Are you ready?
Yeah.
The bamboo. Okay. There we go. It's pretty big.
Like 8 or 9 inches in diameter.
Yeah. It's kind of make a whining sound. Hear that?
Go all the way up there. They're huge. Look at the giant leaves on these things. They're just ginormous. I mean, compared to the plant. Like 3 foot in diameter almost. Here's a banana tree with real bananas on it. Here's a 100-plus-year-old mango tree. There's no fruit on it though. Nothing at all. I would have thought it'd be like short, like a, I don't know, like a little apple tree or something. Keopuka Rock overlook at the Garden of Eden. Puhokamoa Falls overlook.
I don't remember the name of the park, but we're by Eo Valley in Maui.
Ayo.
Ao, I think
Start
it's Eo.
over.
Anyway, we're in the valley in Maui. It's only like 5-10 minutes from the hostel we're staying at, and it has this really cool garden that has like different kind of little cultural themed gardens and has a nice backdrop. This is a fish pond, and we're just doing a short stop here before we go to the hike. Anything else?
To Eo Valley.
Now you're saying E to Eo Valley, like I said, yeah.
All right.
That's where we're going.
And it's our last day in Maui.
Day 12.
Day
I think we're
12.
on day 12, heading to Kauai in the afternoon. And we might stop by another beach before we go. We'll see how it goes. And there's a rooster. There's lots of roosters here everywhere.
There's stray cats and roosters pretty much everywhere, even in the city.
Yeah.
Like everywhere. Just in case you were wondering, feeding of fishes, tossing of coins and pawns Abusing of fishes. Yeah. Thought you should know. So that's up towards Ale Valley. And we're still here in this little free park. It's a really nice park. Kahane Way Park.
So we really liked this park, and there's a sign here about do not enter or remove fish from the pond. There's mostly goldfish, and I think I saw some puffers, but they weren't puffing. And this is a public park, and it's free, and it has like a whole ton of barbecue grills and picnic benches, uncovered and covered areas. So it's just a really nice, peaceful place with a creek going down it as well. That's all.
So this is Ale Valley. It's got a little needle up there. This is Sugar Beach. So this is the Nakalele blowhole. It's probably our last stop before we go to the airport and leave Maui. And then we're going to Kauai. We saw this kind of jungle on the side of the road, so we had to stop on the way to the airport just for a minute. This looks like something out of Tarzan. It's just amazing. Day 13. This is our first day on Kauai, and we're going to Waimea Canyon today. I'm going to do a couple of hikes, and this waterfall is on the way up. Little thing on the side of the road. It's nice and red, so we decided to stop here and take a picture. There are chickens and roosters everywhere. Yesterday there were some in the airport, inside the building. It's kind of funny. Waimea Canyon. It's also called the Grand Canyon of the Pacific. The birds are really noisy this morning. Mud, mud, and more mud.
He's waiting for me to fall.
and water.
Lots of up and down.
Yeah, it's going to be all uphill on the way out. But it's probably going to be easier than downhill, honestly, because it's really muddy like this. It's really, really slippery. And, I mean, being from Oregon and Washington, it's like, that's slippery enough, so this is like a lot worse. Here's our first view of the canyon walls from on the Waipu Falls. It's actually called the Canyon Trail. It's pretty impressive. It's a long way down. It's also called the Grand Canyon of the Pacific. It's just incredible. Not supposed to get too close to the edge because this does break off. It's happened. So Christabel found a swing on top of the rim of a canyon. To me, that kind of doesn't sound like a very good idea, but you know, it's still fun, right?
Yeah, you can hear the helicopters right behind us. There's a pretty red one. You should see that one.
The helicopter tours go in this canyon. We may be on one of them in a few days. Another viewpoint here. Got some little arches out there. They're pretty cool looking. Another helicopter. This is the top of Waipu Falls. Beautiful in here. I almost didn't come down here because we thought the viewpoint was the end of it. So we're right in the middle of this forest, and there's a cherry tree and cherry blossoms, and they're blooming in February. It's a little different here. So we're hiking the Nuololo Trail. We're kind of hurrying because we want to get in another short trail at the end of the day, and we've only got a half a day, and this is 7 miles round trip. So far the weather's been nice, And I probably won't record much, but this is how the beginning of the trail looks. And then I'll record the end of the viewpoints. You got anything to say?
Well, we're here on hunting day, so we're supposed to wear bright colors so they don't hunt us.
Oops.
So we'll see how that works out.
A big jungly muddy mess is what we're going through. I think we're gonna probably destroy the rental car when we get back in there. They're gonna be like scraping mud off the ceiling.
Very slick.
What?
It's very slick.
Oh, I know.
It's in the mud. We're playing in the mud pit.
We're getting to the end of the Nualolo Trail. It's beautiful. We've come through a lot of brush, and now we're towards the end. It's gonna get kind of exposed, I think, up here. But it's a beautiful view, and we're gonna try to hurry back and get another really short trail before dark, but I don't know if we'll make it or not. We'll see. Here's a better view. We're getting closer. We've got maybe less than a quarter of a mile left till the end of the trail. This is just stunning, man. That's a long way down, but it's all green, and there you got some light on the side there, and that's the Nepali coast at the bottom there. You can see the ocean back there. We've trekked through like some horrible mud and overgrown mess, and it's wet and muddy, but this was worth it. This is beautiful. The last little bit of our trail. Here's another view of this ridge across there, and there's a rainbow over it. It's very faint, but it's just beautiful. And the sun lighting up the side of the wall there. We almost didn't go on this trail, so I'm really glad we did. There's a bunch more rainbows out there, and now you can see a bunch more of the Nepali coast. Man, it's like a fairy tale. Last stop here, and then we're headed out. This trail isn't really too bad. It's pretty wide, pretty much everywhere, but this one little spot would not be good for people that are afraid of heights. It's probably not even a foot wide right here, but it would kind of cushion you if you fell down the right side. So we made it just in time to the Paihea overlook. It's beautiful too. Just stunning. We're like right at sunset. You can barely see the sun. Maybe it's just about to set. And again, we're right above the Nepali coast. Good morning. It's day 14. It's Saturday the 24th, our second full day on Kauai, and this is our first stop after we ate at the Tip Top Cafe. Had pineapple and macadamia nut pancakes. That was so good. Now we're at Secret Beach. It's a short hike down, and here we go. Here's a little warning. A lot of people have died at this beach. Not a good place to swim in the wintertime. And it's a high surf warning right now. This is a gorgeous beach. The water's so blue. The waves are really, yeah, well, it's a high surf warning today. And it warns you shouldn't be just swimming here in the wintertime. I think I just saw a whale out there, but the spout's gone. There's a nice palm back there and some pretty cool variegated leaves
On a shrub.
on a shrub. And it's like super humid today.
And now it's windy.
It feels, the wind feels good, but just look at all this sweat.
Like an hour ago, it just poured and poured. Well, that's because we had to climb up the hill to the beach. The hill to the beach is super steep.
Like a quarter-mile steep. I'm
Yeah,
sweating
straight
so
up.
hard.
Yeah.
This is Honolulu Valley Overlook. It's just on the side of the road. Wanted to come out here to see the beautiful view of the mountains, but it's extremely crowded. Everybody's out here surfing, so it'd be good for that, I guess. But probably like be here first thing in the morning to see it kind of peaceful. Anyway, this is the Honolulu Bay Pier. We're at Limahua Garden. It's a nice little kind of scenic. I love the mountains in the background, and then we're just gonna tour here for a while. This is sugar cane. So this is a papaya tree. Kind of looks a little different than I thought it would. Here's an overlook of the whole garden. We are at Haina State Park. We're going to KA Beach, and we might hike a short amount of the Kalawao Trail, but we won't make it very far because it's 4:30 p.m. That was the only time I could get the permit. Anyway, here's a taro farm. It's kind of different. We are 1/4 mile up the Kauai Trail. That viewpoint is showing KA Beach. We're gonna keep going about another 1/4 mile or a 1/2 mile to the next viewpoint, which shows both ways. And then we're gonna call it because we got a late permit, so there's no way we can make it to that beach and back. Another viewpoint on the way back in. It's starting to rain again. Just getting dark, and that was the Kauai Trail. Good night.
Good morning. It's day 15. We were on a movie tour this morning. We were just going around to different sites, and we were seeing scenes that were in movies. What is
Saw
it?
some big animal, and he was as big as my hand. I don't know if it was a crab or a spider. And then he went over the side, and it's pretty neat. A little bit windy.
Yeah. This is an old pier. It's no longer in use, but now it's a recreational area.
This is Opaikai Falls. Kilauea Lighthouse. This is a Honolulu Bay overlook. If you look closely, you can see a feature that resembles a dragon. This is what Puff the Magic Dragon was written about.
Every bakery needs a stray chicken waiting at their front door. I thought this was really pretty. It's like some sort of farm, but on the mountain in the back, on the right mountain, there's a waterfall. Probably just barely see it on this, but we're at the Kuilau Ridge Trailhead. It's a short trail, kind of like a jungly area, and it's just an afternoon hike. We are probably about a mile up the trail. So far it's been really pleasant, and it's a pretty leisurely hike. There's not a lot of mud like it has been in other places. It's really jungly, and yeah, it's a good one. It kind of reminds me of the Portland Arboretum. There's an arboretum at the bottom of this, and then it's just kind of like Forest Park up here, except it's a little bit different foliage. But there's lots of mountains in the background. It's so lush and green out there. Another nice view of another mountain. So I think that is Mount Makaliha. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. I like this scene here. It's got all those African tulip trees in there with the orange blossoms, and big trees in the back that I like. They're like flat on top. I'm not sure what they're called. And it's just this big valley under here.
There's this forest of really cool paperbark trees. On both sides of the trail. You can hear the trees swaying a little bit here in the breeze. I don't know what kind of trees these are, but they have a different, a beautiful different kind of bark. Somebody put some eyes in that one. Isn't he so cute? Look at that. Just exploring the woods, and this is super soft off of these paper bark trees, and wondering if this is what they used to pound to make clothes into. Even this is soft, but you could just peel that outer layer off, and it's just a little bit spongy, and I don't know, maybe a 1/16 of an inch thick, but like nice and spongy. Like make a comfortable protection maybe from the ground, from the rain, or I don't know, make a nice hat. I like it. If I had more time, I would explore that. That would be fun. And peel the layers, just playing with bark. That's the outer part, and there's still on each side. It's kind of got this, and then inside is this nice. Show you the nice spongy layer. There you go. On the back.
Oh yeah, it is really soft. It feels like not leather. What's that thing that's like? Maybe like sheepskin, maybe.
Yeah, like that. Anyway, that's it. Have to put it back because we can't take anything from nature home. Has to stay here in Hawaii, so it goes back to nature. Here we go. There you go. Nature, take it.
Anything else up there?
Just another view. There's something, somebody took a tree and put some water bottle lid, some white little eyes on it, and made it look like a cute little bear. I got a picture of that though.
Okay.
That's all that's up there, and another beautiful view.
Okay, but we gotta go. So
Yeah.
this is the Mo'alepi Trail, and then we're going back down the Kuilau Ridge Trail to our car, and then we're gonna try to get out of there before dark so I don't get lost.
And I really like this trail, and I wish we could do the whole thing or come back and do the other half another day, because it's just beautiful and peaceful in here, and even with the trees swaying that sound like they're going to snap in half, it's still pretty peaceful in here. This is just some really cool moss I found on this side of the tree. So the last couple clips were from this trail, from the Mo'alepi Trail is where they have the paper bark trees, and the other tree where they put in the water bottle eyes for the bear. And this is a beautiful trail, and we didn't make it all the way to the end. We just made it to the end of the Kualeo Trail, and then we went, I don't know, maybe half a mile farther, but the whole trail is beautiful. This is on the Kealua Trail in Kauai, and this is the only thing I found in nature that I think I could probably eat. I'm not eating it because I always make sure that it's for sure edible, but it's a rubus, raspberry family, and they're looking pretty ripe and delicious, and there's quite a few of them in here. There's the flower. There's another berry over here. There's a bunch of these flowers, but they're in bud. They're just beginning to bloom. They're very jungly looking, lush.
One thing that I enjoyed about this trail is that there's really not a lot of mud. It's pretty much dry ground. There's a few spots here and there, but it's not. Every other trail we've been on so far is just like covered in mud, so this was a real treat.
The birds have a lot to say here. In the forest, you hear them a lot, but you don't really see them. The trees can be pretty tall.
There's a nice little covered picnic shelter up here. Oh, probably about a mile up the trail.
We're at the end of the Kualeu trail.
So we're at the end of the Kualeu trail. It's probably one of our favorites, and I wish we had more time to go a little further. We're back at the road now. There was very little mud, which was nice, at least on this day. And it's like a really gradual ascent. It's just this gate here. That's the real trailhead, and then there's a kind of a reader board back about a couple hundred feet. And you got this beautiful scene right up at the beginning of the trail, which I already took earlier. I think that's it for February the 25th. It's day 16. This morning we are starting with a helicopter tour.
Do you have any bags, any loose items, anything you have in pockets? Can we go ahead and store underneath the seat?
This waterfall was in Jurassic Park. This is Waimea Canyon. This is Waiapu Falls, where we hiked earlier in the week. We are now over the Nepali coast. Julia Roberts' house is down there somewhere. This is Mount Walele. It's one of the wettest spots on Earth. And the weeping wall is down here. this was an amazing experience. I mean, it's definitely one of the highlights of our trip. We are here at Poipu Beach, and we're gonna hike over to Mahalepu Beach. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Poipu Beach here is very crowded. Hopefully the crowds won't follow us. I don't think it'll be as crowded since it's a hike, but we'll see. That's kind of pretty.
Let's hurry so we can go down to the beach and play in the water.
Okay.
And have some coconuts.
On the left, it's really colorful tree, and then there's like a big, I don't know if that's a palm tree or tree ferns, but it's like 30 feet high. It's cool.
Palm tree. Trail to go to the caves by the beach to see, I can't remember if we're seeing sea turtles, those are in the water, or sea tortoises, which are on the shore. But we're gonna go look for one of those. There's just a lot of this shrubs in here on the way. It's kind of pretty. Super windy out, hot. So we're at the beach. Today is the second to the last full day before we go home, and we're at the beach. There's a luau tonight, and there's these really pretty flowers that are along the beach. There's a lot of them, different kinds. There's these in the pea family. I saw some gardenias earlier, but I don't see any here now. There's a whole bunch of these yellow flowers here. That's the end of the beach.
Water is just so pretty and blue. It's like something else.
This is the Kauai cave.
Not that big, actually. We're at the cave. There's like 2 caves here. Really pretty. The Willy Willy tree.
So they're trying to restore the environment here to a certain time, and there was an extinct bird that ate similar to the pattern that tortoises do, and so they brought in some tortoises to clean up certain areas. But they're also kind of, they're cool to look at. So
He seems kind of friendly, like he wants to be touched. Nothing says we can't touch him, though, right?
yeah, but you have to. I think you have to wash your hands afterwards.
Oh, well, I
There's
can wash
that
my hands
disease that
afterwards.
reptiles have.
Okay. Well, I can do that. You think it's okay to pet him?
I don't know.
I didn't say you can't pet him.
I just know. I just remember hearing about that.
Okay. No, you're friendly. It's alright. It's okay. Probably can't feel that through his shell. Left his feet. His eyes look kind of old though. Like he's old. I don't wonder how old he is. His toenails is like cracked. It's like split. Oh, there he is in the back. Yeah, back foot. Look at how he walks, and he kind of curls his toes underneath. He's got 5 toenails on each foot.
Oh, look at his feet. They're not all that different than sea turtles.
I'm looking at the
Off
bottom of
curves
his
and-
shell where he can rest his neck on his shell. But see his back here, he doesn't have all of his toes.
Oh yeah.
But they said that these were donated, right? Are these the ones that
Yeah,
were
that's right. He
donated
did say that.
by people on the land that couldn't take care of them anymore? They're rescue tortoises. And they said what their value is. There used to be a bird here that's now extinct, and the tortoises ate the same kind of plants that that bird ate, and that's how they're using them to, I don't know, to keep the environment kind of the same. That snapshot in time where they talked about before the Polynesians.
I kind of already said that, but I think you said it more gracefully. So. What did you say?
Giant tortoise. It's got to be about 2 feet long. We're near the Mahalepa caves.
This is our luau.
Oh
It's day 17. This is our cozy but primitive hotel room in the Tip Top Motel and Bakery. This is the last day of our trip. Today we have a snorkel tour planned, and we're going to Allerton and McBride Gardens. Can we go down there like that?
What's that?
Can we go down there like that?
Promise to come back up, yeah?
You better not.
Hey, press record on that camera. I'll go take a video or two. I'll document some cool stuff for you. Just make sure it's recording, because I don't know. It's recording? Yeah. Cool, man. How do we know? Okay, it's beeping. Got it. Okay. All right, I'll be around. Oh, the whales are going off down there. Whales are singing loud. Like loud.
Well, they're loud.
Could you hear from the surface? Yeah, but yeah, the whales are singing. When you go down in depth, you can hear them better because the water compresses and the sound waves travel better through it. Wild. Okay, if I just film stuff further along? Cool, man. You guys get another chance. What's that? As long as I get another chance. Of course you will. Okay. You're in the video too. You gotta edit my voice out, right?
This is in the Allerton Garden. There's this spider here, not sure if you can see him, he's pretty big. This tree has these big round leaves. There's a couple more in here.
So you guys can climb in them, climb on them. Just please don't break a leg, ankle, wrist, or your head. Okay. Each tree is unique though. This one has the white.
Christabel in front of the Jurassic Park trees.
And keep an eye out for a man-made waterfall coming down from the right. Okay, keep in mind all the water you're seeing is all being pumped from the well by the pump. Comes to the water feature, goes right back out to the tree. Okay, yeah. That's right, let's go head down.
There's a beautiful dendrobium orchid in this fruit tree here in the Allerton Garden.
This is Kauai Beach. There's some people out there surfing and he's good. Oh, I think I got him. Yeah. What do you think?
I really like this beach because it's long and you can walk all the way along it. And even though the color of the sand's pretty, actually it's kind of, I don't know.
Well, this was our last stop. Tomorrow, we're flying home. Another chicken in the airport.
Oh no.
So, we're at the end of our adventure. We're waiting for a flight here in about a half hour. And, well, what was your favorite part?
Well, I still like the papayas. The free papayas we had for breakfast at the first hotel were really good.
Oh yeah,
I
the
can't stop
Dolphin,
thinking about those. They were delicious.
the Dolphin Bay Hotel.
And they had the beautiful garden there.
I liked all the lava flow over the road, the manta ray tour, the snorkel tour, the helicopter. I don't know. I liked everything.
Riding in the back of the truck over the clouds at Haleakala. Well, you didn't get to do that. I got to do that. That was fun. Because it was like 15 minutes.
That's
It was a
true.
beautiful
I wasn't
day.
back there. The only thing I really didn't like was poi. It just wasn't that good
It
to me.
had a pretty color though. It was like kind of like a purpley purpley gray. Interesting color.
The weather was kind of, took some getting used to. I think we kind of figured out the patterns by the end. And now that I've adjusted and I'm not too hot anymore, now I'm going to go back to Portland or Vancouver and be cold probably. The new Ololo trail is great. I didn't really like the trail at first, but then once you get almost to the end and you got the overlooks, it's just incredible. And all the rainbows and the canyon.
Okay, I know which one you're talking
The ocean. Yeah. I even like the luau.
about. Okay, that's it.
Yeah, I guess that's it until we have another adventure.